some questions that people would ask in interviews. I made flashcards because I just had a few interviews, and I'm not really good at just thinking on the spot. So, most questions that are asked in interviews are written down. Like, the title of this assignment is Tell Me About Yourself. Well, I have a vast experience from fast food to hospitality. I have worked in several different industries, from McDonald's to Bob Evans to Chuck E. Cheese, but in most of those in Starbucks. Okay, those are to name a few of the big corporations that I work for. In Walmart at one point. The one I have also moved a lot up in management in a few of those. I also worked at a couple hotels that I love. Well, there's one hotel that I did not like. Only lasted a month there, but that's another story. But I have moved up into management. There's one that I really loved, but it was a short-lived. What's the word I'm looking for? The job was very short. It was only probably about a couple months. I was a co-manager. It was called Yogurt Mountain. It was inside of our Books A Million. So Yogurt Mountain, Books A Million are from in the same company. My title was co-manager, but I had more like general manager authority. Scheduling, hiring, firing, inventory, ordering. So that was one thing I loved. So that's tell me about myself. Like, some of my weakness is I care too much. That could be a strength also, but with me, I'm an empath, so feelings of other people, even though they don't say anything, I can just tell. So it's not always a good thing. Also, a weakness of mine is I go above and beyond, which can also be a strength, but some people would think that's a weakness due to the fact that not many people do it, and if they do that, they're considered brown nosers. Where do I see myself? I see myself maybe in a few years opening my own business. And I'm also in school for my associate's degree in business. Another question that is asked a lot is, how do you deal with conflict? Well, that's a good question. It all depends on the conflict. If it's two coworkers fighting, is it something like a customer upset? There are many ways to deal with conflicts, but you have to know what's going on first. What is your greatest accomplishment? My greatest accomplishment is reaching for the stars. I love to put smiles on people's faces. I work until it gets done, and if I fail, I learn from that and move on. I'm not going to do all of these because for time's sake. So I'm just going to go through some of the other ones. One of the other questions is, why do you want this job? Well, to be honest, I need a job so I can survive in this day and age. I'm very good with what I have. My background, I have vast background. Most of my former employees and coworkers have said that I know how to make someone's day. So there's that. What are your strengths? I have many strengths. I'm a great listener. I do what I can to help. I'm very optimistic. A friend told me that and it stuck. I look on the bright side and I go above and beyond if I have to. Another question that most people would ask in an interview: why should we hire you? Well, you should hire me because I am a hard worker. I like to learn new things. How would you describe yourself? Outgoing, look at the bigger picture. I'm a team worker. Can also lead a team. How do you work under pressure? I can work under pressure pretty well. I do what I can, but will not promise that there will be no mistakes. Of course, why did you leave your current job? My last job, I worked in a pharmacy. I worked the front counter, and my title was senior associate, which was like third key. I worked at that job for 2.5 years. I got promoted within my first year twice. I started out part-time, was asked to move up to full-time, and then after one of the assistant managers left, so the other senior associate moved up to the assistant manager, and then I was offered the senior associate manager. I had vast responsibilities: opening, closing the store, making sure that the customers had what they needed, counting the tills, making the deposit, taking the deposit to the bank. Those were some of my jobs. But I was laid off because the company was downsizing. A lot of people lost their jobs through that company. How do I handle stress? It depends on the situation. Stress can come in different forms, but most of the time I can handle it to the best that I know how. Okay, the last one that I will do for this is, how would a friend describe you? Well, each friend might say something different, but altogether they would basically say that I am very caring, I am very outgoing, friendly, and I know how to make someone's day. So that is a little bit about myself. I hope this helps from my previous one. So I went more into depth in this video because I learned more of what I should do. So Thank you for your time, and I hope you have a wonderful day.